Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. So happy new year everyone. The 1st of January today, and I thought I would kickstart the new year with a cooking recipe. I was kind of inspired over Christmas to do this particular recipe. You'll see this after this clip. When I went to my daughter's, they had a Asian inspired Christmas. She made lovely desserts, a little Christmas tree out of gulab jamun, which is a type of sweet they have in Indian sweet centres. She made that, and there was tandoori roast, Bombay potatoes, and a lovely prawn, sort of a Thai prawn, toasted prawns on this bed of slaw. It was really nice. It was a lovely Asian inspired theme. And I got a gift from my daughter, this lovely cookbook here, made in Bangladesh, and I love the cover of that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the author is a lady called Dina Begum, who lives in the UK now, but she was born in the Sylhet region of Bangladesh, and she put together this lovely cookbook, and starts off with sort of the seasons, because cooking in Bangladesh is inspired by whatever season, because seasonal vegetables, the type of weather, so it's a good idea that she's included that. She's got summer, monsoon, we don't have a monsoon season here, autumn, late autumn, winter and spring. So they have 6 seasons in the year, and she does a little bit of a background about her family. A lot of these recipes are inspired from her mum, and so you can see a picture there. I'm not sure who that is, but this chap has grown a long bottle gourd there, and that's also interesting because I like to grow tropical veg as well. And so out of this book I picked this recipe today. So this is what I've cooked today, and it's the bunna khichdi, and I've tweaked the recipe a little bit, which is what I always do. I never sort of follow exactly the recipes. I always add a little bit or change some things around. This recipe just rice and dal, lentils combined, and so it's a good dish for vegetarians. But she's used vegetable ghee. She's used ghee, which is clarified butter. I haven't used that in my recipe. I've tweaked it and I've changed it for mustard oil, because I've had bunna khichdi years ago, and the lady who cooked it made it with mustard oil, and a few other people have tried their recipes, and the ones with mustard oil turn out far better than the ones with ghee. But if you prefer ghee and you don't like mustard oil, or you can't get mustard oil, use clarified butter or just vegetable oil, you know. But mustard oil does give it a distinct taste, so if you can get mustard oil, do try it with that. And in my recipe I have added meat. Now, meat in Bangladesh, they tend to use beef a lot, so if you're on the internet and you're scrolling through videos of bunna khichdi, you'll often see the word goru mangsho. Goru mangsho means cow meat, basically. So beef is used a lot. I've used lamb today. So beef, I prefer lamb. So, you know, it's interchangeable. So I've added meat to my recipe. You don't have to. And if you get this book, I'm not on commission, but you know, if you get this book and you're interested in following Bangladeshi recipes, from a perspective of someone who has been born in Bangladesh but has come to this country, the UK, from a young age. So it's explained well in English. because often you'll find recipes, Bangladeshi recipes on the internet, and they're in Bengali. Now, not everybody understands Bengali. There's a lot of Bengali kids that have grown up in the UK who are not fluent in Bengali. They neither read it, write it, or understand it, and they tend to, you know, go veer towards the English spoken channels. So this is a good book if you are interested in cooking Bengali dishes. I'm also going to be using this book as well. This is a Bangladeshi cookbook by a lady called Siddiqui Kabir. I got this a few years ago, and her children actually got this book together for her. These are recipes of their mums, and they put their favourite recipes of hers in here. That one's got parwal, which is a type of vegetable, and shrimp curry there, different types of sweet dishes. So my aim is this year to do at least 2 recipes per month from either these 2 cookbooks or this one. Now this book I've had over nearly 40 years. I got this in 1986, and it's got recipes from around the world. The author, the lady's called Charmaine Solomon, and she is based in Colombo. I'm not sure she's still alive or not, yeah, but this book covers not just India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar. It covers Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia. Some great recipes in here. So I will be sort of picking recipes out of this book as well. So that's the aim, do at least 2 recipes per month. So kick-starting today with the Buna Khichdi. So we'll just get on with the video. So the first recipe out of the cookbook that I'm using, the Bangladeshi cookbook, is the khichdi recipe, and I've got most of the ingredients assembled here. I'll be using some khichdi, is a dal and rice, lentil and rice blend recipe basically. So I'm using red split lentils, red lentils, and mung dal, another type of lentil, so a combination of these 2 with the basmati rice. And the meat that I'm going to be using, well, the recipe doesn't actually add meat in it, but you can, it is widely made with meat, usually with beef, but I'm using lamb today, so I'll prepare the meat separately. But this is what's going to be used for the whole recipe. And I've got some coriander, got some turmeric, got some cumin, and I've got some chili powder and salt, and I'll be putting the measurements of these in a minute. I've got some bay leaves, I've got some cinnamon stick. You can use powdered garam masala, but I'm using whole. Got some cloves there, cardamom pods. Got some fresh chilies and bay leaves. These are dried Bangladeshi bay leaves, and coriander, ginger, and I'll be putting the amounts that I use in a minute. I can use paste, but fresh is always better. Onions, garlic, and one of the key ingredients is mustard oil, and it's what gives it its flavour. So this is not a pulao dish. It's not going to be like having pulao rice, although there will be meat mixed in. You know, it won't be like a biryani. It will have a distinct flavour to it. So let's get started. Right, so I've got my meat. This is lamb leg. You can use anything. You can use beef. Beef is what's mainly used in Bangladesh because beef is cheaper than actually, we don't have a lot of lamb or sheep in Bangladesh. They tend to eat goat. Goat is more expensive. So this dish, it can be cooked with beef. I'm using lamb, on the bone lamb, because it has more flavour. What I've done with those spices, I've just sort of dry roasted them in the pan with no oil. And I've got my mustard oil here. Just going to add that. So this is 125 mils, and I've used probably a third of that. So divide 125 by 3. So that's 500 grams of lamb meat, lamb leg. And I've got the onion in there. I've added the bay leaves, and I'll add the cardamom pods, and I'll add the dry roasted masala. I'm going to add that now. The reason we dry roast it is we don't want to add raw spices to the dish. You know, it just it's not a good idea, because we're cooking it all together. Normally we just do the masala first and add the meat, but for this you add everything together. It's another thing that you can do if you're cooking mutton. I prefer to cook mutton, but it takes a long time. You add everything together, and yeah, you get the heat on high, get it bubbling, and then you leave it on a low simmer. So this lamb should take about 30 minutes, and then in the meantime I'll get started with the rice and the dal mixture. Right, so this is the spice mix for the rice and the dal, for the lentils. So I've got my onions in there, got bay leaf, cinnamon stick, I've got some ginger, and a teaspoon of salt, some peppercorns, and I'm going to add and some turmeric. The turmeric, salt is all that's needed, because the meat has got all the other spices, and that's going to be added later on. Right, so in the pan I've got 5 cupfuls, this size cupfuls of basmati rice, and I've got 1 cup of the red lentils and 1 cup of the mug dal, which is the yellow lentils. And I've washed the rice, washed the lentils, and you've seen the spices that I've got in the pan. And now, in the small amount of mustard oil, I'm just sort of dry roast, sort of stirring them so they don't catch, they don't burn, and it's just partially cooking it, a bit like parboiling. So this is about ready. So you don't want it to be fully soft. I'm going to take that off the heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it into my rice cooker. I'm going to pop everything into the rice cooker. Right, so the rice has been added to the rice cooker, and I've got it at level 6, so not level 7. Normally, if I'm cooking 7 cups of rice, I would add 7 cups of, well, up to the 7 mark, which is there. But because I'm going to be adding meat to this, I need to retain some, well, I need to have less moisture in there, because there will be gravy added to this. So pop this on the rice cooker now. Right, so the lamb's been cooked now. It's about 40 minutes. So that's how long it's taken for it to, I did add some water, you know, to soften the meat and the onions, and it's taken this long for it to evaporate. Meat's nicely cooked now, and I'll be adding that to the khichdi rice here. Right, so the meat's been added. I'll get that lid put back on now and let it cook. So here's the finished product, the lamb bhuna khichdi. Now, I forgot to mention, you don't have to add meat to this dish. You can have it as a vegetarian dish. Don't add the meat at all. Just cook the rice, the dals together. If you can't get both the different types of dal, just get the red split lentils. And if you can't get mustard oil, use vegetable oil. Maybe add a teaspoon of mustard powder or mustard, you know, Coleman's mustard to the mixture, just to get that flavour. Yeah, so there it is. I'll just plate it up. Presented with a slice of lemon and a nice green chilli. This is how they have it in Bangladesh. Always have a slice of either a green chilli or a naga chilli, slice of lemon or lime. So let me know what you think in the comment box below. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.